Good morning, and another good morning to you, to all of my fellow EMCers and anyone that watches this video during the course of the day. Good morning to you all, and blessings and greetings from the beautiful island of Barbados. Some of us call it paradise, some of us call it heaven. This is my slice of heaven, or it can be yours as well too. That's the way you feel about it. And today, the room that we'll be doing is the room called Sandy Lane, and that is my sister's favorite comment. She says that where we go every day is one of God's rooms that we're leading ourselves into. So this one today will be Sandy Lane. You know, we have a beautiful, beautiful walk ahead of us. A little bit challenging still because the tide is actually mid-tide now. I think the low tide is just around 9 o'clock kind of time. So it is a little bit rougher to get around some of the points, but I could get around them quite comfortably with the camera, I'm sure. So let us continue and let's start off this day the way that we all know that it is supposed to start. Let's look for something absolutely beautiful, and that is as beautiful as it gets. So let's start our serenity prayer, everyone. God, grant us the serenity to accept the things we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Your will, not ours, be done. Amen. A beautiful, beautiful morning. Let me just paint this picture for you a little bit here. First of all, we're looking at some amazing coastline. Yes, I have my umbrella because we had some threatening clouds this morning. I feel completely overdressed. I've been overdressed for this entire week, so I'm not too comfortable about that, but it could be much worse. But as you know, my work attire is a pair of short pants and beach shoes, full stop. Hey, throw in a cap once in a while. And they'll just let you know what we're seeing and smelling, etc. and sensing. First of all, we're looking into the Paynes Bay area. That is Paynes Bay Beach itself. And then that goes right up to, as you can see, Crystal Cove in the far distance. That will be the last beach section that we will see before we go to the furthest point there. Then we're going to be walking our way through into Sandy Lane Bay, through Sandy Lane, right down into Whole Town. It's going to be a long walk this morning again. Sorry, but this has to be done in one section, and I have to take advantage of the low tide. Alright, the smells right now that I am inhaling are manchineel berries that have started to decay. Anyone that knows that smell will know it is a divine smell. Just lovely. It's associated with the West Coast mainly, and it down here smells perfect. You can take someone, you can shut their, put muffins over their ears, whatever. You can then blindfold them and you can put them here, as long as you can smell, you know which coastline you're on. It is perfect today, the absolute perfect West Coast. All right, we're going a little bit off the beach in the beginning, because even with the low tide out here is so badly eroded that I will show in a few minutes. But we're going to go across a very rough area. This is actually a break wall that's being put up, but these properties are just stone filled in the middle, so it's not really a walk-in path, but we can be walking on it today. I'm sure the owners will not mind, especially when they see who we are and what we do and what we stand for. So here we go again. Just beautiful. Stainless steel fencing, folks. Certainly not something you will buy with a pocket change, that's for sure. But homes down here, as you would know, are very, very, very expensive. So, you know, just the land alone is incredibly expensive. All right, this is what I'm walking on right now. Lots of manchineel. Possibly we'll get a blister or two, because it may come through the bottom of my shoe. But I'm not too worried about that. Foot pretty hard, just like the rest of the body. You know, the other day I said I didn't get any scrapes, I walked through the grass, looking at my shins and stuff. Bear cuts all over them, but didn't feel them at all. Foot and legs too hard. Well, not the bottom of the foot, the bottom of the foot like a baby. Soft, soft, soft. All right, just to show you why we went up in that elevation, even at low tide. And this here, although it's mid-tide, is the regular low tide, because right now we're going into what we call the full moon low tides and high tides, which are the extremes of tide conditions. So this is what you will probably find the standard low tide at the moment. During summer, more sand will build here, so don't worry about that. It's on the reef right now and it's coming in. But there was really no sand here whatsoever a couple of months ago. We couldn't even do this area a few months ago if it was so bad. All right, let's do some walking. You do some listening. Enjoy the scenery, enjoy the sounds, and I'll be back with you in a little bit. Just so you get a firm understanding of the erosion down here. All these are manchineel trees that were erect a couple of years ago. All of these here, and you can see all of the root structure and stuff. all the sand is missing. Now I know people are going to say, Nick, it's seasonal. Yes, it is seasonal, but every year the season seems to take more than it returns, unfortunately. And you can see that all over the island, actually, not just here, all over the island. I know years and years ago, a lot of beaches were not around at all, like Sandy Beach, for example. I have seen beaches that have formed and beaches that have gone, but I can recall in my lifetime seeing the kind of erosion I've seen on this west coast. We used to walk down here comfortably on sand. Although it wasn't a wide section, it was on the sand, and most of the time dry sand. You can see how beautiful the coral formation is down here. Just stunning. We have a lot to see, but I don't care. I'm not rushing this. However long this takes, it's going to take. So folks, if you need to go and come back later on, whatever you do today, if you have to go short, please just have a look at it later on, because this is a thrilling coastline that we're going to be taking in this morning. You can just have a look here and see all this was in sand originally, so you get an understanding of how much has actually moved. All of these homes have had to put up breakwaters to protect themselves. I saw something very interesting here. I guess this is a personal and private venture by the villa here. This makeshift, I'd say makeshift, because it's sort of just a temporary groin, is done with water. I thought it was sand, probably bagged, but when I looked at the big hydrant hose that's coming out from the property to this here and looked at the valves this morning on the way over, you know what I mean, I'm a little bit malicious, cautious and gypsy, all in three. You know, I noticed that it was water filled, but it is solid, solid, solid. I mean, it's done under a lot of pressure. It's not just filled up and saggy. This thing is rock solid. It actually feels like a piece of reef. But you see how beautiful the texture is and the color of it. You would probably not even realize it, that it is, you know, artificial. It looks something like a reef section. But you can see the scribing and stuff on it, just to tell you what it is exactly. I'll give you a better view of it here. Right, so this is something I'm sure is being done by the actual homeowner itself, or the villa owner. And I know this villa here is an amazing villa. I've seen this here. It carries heavy security as well. So whoever stays here obviously is not just the neck or the neck or the neck. All right, this is a beautiful little cove here. I would say about 3 months ago there was no sand here at all. Remember, we are at low tide, so at high tide, just look at, anytime you're walking beaches and you want to know where the sea would be normally at high tide, just look at the upper watermarks. It's created by manchineel in this case, sargassum on the south coast, branches, debris. That will tell you where the high water mark is. So at high tide, the only beach that would exist is the beach between these manchineels here and that wall, and that would be it. So you would be walking through manchineels at high tide. You wouldn't have an option unless they wash away from here. But that's how it is. But look at the coastline. Woo-hoo-hoo. Sorry, I do get a little excited because the beauty is hitting me full in my eyes right now. It is stunning. I have on this backpack, so I can't go any sea for a swim, but I will surely take you a little bit offshore to let you have a look at the beauty out here. I'll do a silent 360 here and then we move on again. Wow, first attempt successful. We're gonna go again. Just beautiful, beautiful coastline. Unbelievably so. It is unquestionably, to me, the best coastline for swimming, snorkeling, even just I know, cooling out on sunny beaches. Sometimes when the winds are really high, really south coast will have a lot of sand and stuff. Over here it'll be a lot warmer. Remember that word though, warmer. This west coast gets extremely warm because you don't get the winds down here from the east that you would get on the south. And a lot of the time, like around October and stuff, you get a lot of convection down here. When we have warm days, you get a light wind out to the east, so you get a lot of convection in the west coast, mainly in the northern section. But I just want to mention that as well. I know some of you that come around October and stuff will be able to confirm that as well. Just beautiful. I saw one lady walking the beach this morning. There were no footsteps on the way up until I met her. Alright, so now we cannot get around this point even at the tide right now. Well, we could without a camera, but not with the camera and stuff right now. No one is splashing. So the folks that own these properties in here not only built a breakwater, but they have a beautiful walkway as well that comes right around the property. Just great. Gives us a chance to get from one beach to the other quite comfortably. But you'll notice there's a lot of sand up here and also on the inside of the property as well. That would indicate that at the high tides and any kind of swells you got, some sand will get pushed up onto this section. Just so you can see what our sky looks like today. You know, we always say you have to look up and not just down, because you need to enjoy the beauty. And then when they bring you back down, catch your breath. This is beautiful, beautiful, tropical, stunning views. Just beautiful. I saw some comments in our earlier ad that we put up. Some people have never seen Sandy Lane Beach from the actual beach itself. We can have a look at that today. We're not obviously going to be able to go to any facility, but we will certainly walk as close as we can. Now, if there are any surfers online where you see this small little swell breaking on this reef here, this is what is a historic, I have to say historic, because every surfer who's ever come to Barbados for a west swell comes here first and looks at it. This is Sandy Lane left. This is a short wave. When I say a short wave, shorter than some of the other wests, but it breaks into the bay. The bigger it gets, the further into the bay it breaks, and then it becomes a very long, hollow, steep wave. So I'm going to come back here. I have actually a video up on, a couple of videos up on the YouTube channel of Sandy Lane. So if you put in Sandy Lane, they will pop up as well. We did a couple of videos down here when the surf was up. Not the best of days, but it was a good day that will give you an idea of how out here is when it gets a swell. The west coast is unbelievable when the swells start to come in. Something you would not expect from this placid, calm and just cool coast. Alright, Sandy Lane itself proper is coming into view now. There are two properties here. Although they're all Sandy Lane, they're divided into two properties. Now, we've talked with this in previous videos, but I'm going to have to mention it in this because some people may not come across the videos before, may not go up onto YouTube and Google or look up, search for Sandy Lane in my videos, but I'll explain to you. First of all, you're going to see blue chairs, and then which will be accompanied by blue umbrellas later. And then further down, we have the pink umbrellas and chairs. Even the two rafts are in the water. One has a blue decking on it, and one has a pink decking on it. The difference between these here is so that you will know what is actually Sandy Lane Resort and what is the Sandy Lane Beach Club. The Sandy Lane Beach Club is for the property owners in this area, people who own villas, etc. They have access to the beach. They can come down here and utilize these facilities, which are the blue facilities, and the blue raft, of course. I don't think you'll get any trouble for swimming on the pink raft, but it does actually represent the two different properties. And this is the beach club property. I'll show you here. Anyone see anything familiar on the beach by any chance? You're going to see a lot of these this morning. I tried to make up for all the days that I forgot to put these down. So some people will see that today, and some people will see the sky. Depends on which place they're looking. So this is the beach property again. Just a stunning bay. Sandy Lane Bay is one of the prettiest bays on the west coast. Just beautiful. Again, you will have the drop off here as well, just like anywhere else on the west coast. And remember, when there is a north swell, you do not want to be messing in this water. Please, not unless you're a surfer. This place becomes dangerous like anywhere else on the west coast of the island. Actually, like any of the coastlines when there's a big swell. Even the south coast gets extremely dangerous as well when there's a big swell. Lots of rip currents as well. But here is very deceiving, because you will wake up one morning and you find conditions like this and you come in the sea. And then the next day you will be in the sea and you will see little swells start coming in, all of a sudden big sets roll through. So just keep a ear when you're in the west coast, especially like in the winter months. Just listen out to weather forecast and sea conditions and stuff, so you will know exactly what's going on. So you'll be prepared not to run out of the sea from early, just so you will know what is coming. You can keep your eyes open and be safe. All right, we're going to go a little further down. Then I'm going to give you an extra 360 today for sure. All right, again, the pink section is the Sandy Lane section. You can see the staff is busying themselves there in the restaurant for this morning's breakfast. What beauty. Whew. To be honest with you, I can enjoy this from the beach, but to stay somewhere like this, for me, would be impossible. I've visited a few times, but to stay here would be impossible for me. But I really don't need to stay here. I can look at it and appreciate it from the outside. I don't have to have things or do things to actually appreciate them, I can do so. And that is something that God has given me, that way of seeing stuff and understanding stuff without actually having to touch it or actually having to own it. My appreciation is for life itself, for my health, and for those that I love, which would be all of you, of course. Actually, that's everyone. Some a little more than others, though. I like to put it that way. So, good morning. Wave off, my friends, for me. Good morning to you from Sandy Lane. Wonderful. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. Respect. As you can see, people just love to spread their joy and their happiness to everyone around them. I can't say I've had any mornings that I've been broadcasting that I have had a person or encountered a situation which was uncomfortable. I had one. That was up with some racehorses, but you all would know about that if you would watch that video. But it didn't cause any problems. I walked away very early from it. You probably wouldn't even notice it unless you read what I've written. But beautiful facilities, stunning. I cannot tell you what the current rate is to stay at Sandy Lane. All I can tell you is way out of my price bracket, and out of the price bracket of many people as well, I'm sure. I'm surprised that the beach crew didn't come down here and remove my EMCs, not knowing what they represent. But they have, even if they had, I have them all over. They said we littered our name this morning on this beach. No footsteps on the beach, as you can see in this immediate area, except the ones that I would have gone up to the sign with. Just perfect. How to call this virgin sand for us at the EMC. Have a big crowd on board again today. Thank you so much for the encouraging words, for the kindness, for the love, for the care. It is unbelievable what we have with the EMC, and we're spreading it to everyone that wants to become what we are. And that is a peaceful, spiritual, loving, caring group of people that every day just want to put on our armor before we go on into the day itself, that we can protect ourselves and be in the right frame of mind. Stunning. All right, back on again. The villas along this area are incredible. You'll have your own butler, you'll have your own barman, you'll have all of your team that will keep the place clean and tidy for you. You will most definitely have your chef, because who would come to Barbados and rent a villa and not employ a chef? I mean, most of the villas come with chefs anyhow. If you want true, authentic cooking, you get a Bajan chef when you're here, if you can afford that. Or you can do like me and visit Oystins, or visit any of the areas that would sell local foods. We're not limited in Barbados just to the rich or the famous. Everyone matters here. Everyone is important. Whether you're a short-term visitor, whether you're what I call a part-time Bajan, or whether you're a Bajan, we're all the same here. Matchneel littering the beach again. As you can see, all of these trees here help to hold this sand in place. Unfortunately, some of them are falling, but don't mind. I think something will happen with that hopefully in the future. What a beautiful bay. Just amazing. I'm going to do a walking 360, challenging myself. It won't be silent. Yeah, I'll be doing a little challenge this morning just to show you all around. All right, these are the kind of luxuries you will have when you rent a villa here. You have shaded areas you can sit and watch the sea. You have your beach loungers. You can see all up on the mahogany tree there. There are all types of loungers and seating and stuff that's been put down. So it's just beautiful, stunning. I like this property here as well. What they've done here is they have these droppable front sections with lattice work on it. So when you're sitting inside there and you want some privacy, you can keep them up in the air. And when you want to sit inside there and enjoy the sunset especially, you can actually drop that lattice work and relax. I think that's a brilliant idea. They have their own little private bar out here, as you can see. Let me take you a little closer up here so you can have a look at just what one of these properties would have. I don't want to invade anybody's privacy, but I really would like to have a peep over this area for you all, just to show you the layout of this place. Incredible. Here you go. Don't want to keep it on the property for too long, as you can appreciate, but I certainly do want to share with you what it looks like. Just one of the amazing properties on this west coast. And you will also see that some folks have put up their pipes here. That would mark the high water mark. And that's just to keep that area sort of like free for their guests and stuff. But it hasn't really infringed on anywhere on the beach. It doesn't stop you from walking the beach or spending the day on the beach. These are the catchment grounds that have been dropped over the last few years. The project is working between Heron Bay and up to supposedly Sandy Lane and cooperating Sandy Lane up to the south side. Haven't heard any more on that yet, because that was being debated. One more time. Let's not call this litter. Let's call this creative, artistic signage. Okay. Beautiful properties. Just stunning. We're going to come up to some challenging areas by the club now in a minute. And we'll show you why we can't do this here at high tide, why we had difficulties before. Why the last time I did Sandy Lane, I had to just do the beach itself and not the actual walk. Just beautiful area. Stunning, fantastic, fabulous, mind-blowing, whatever. You can call it whatever you want to call it. I know what I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it stunning today. And I'm having a fantastic time with you all. Here we go again. Sorry, Kieran, I'm stealing my word back from you this morning. You can have it back in a few minutes time, it's not a problem. Alright, this area here can be very challenging when there's a swell running. You can see from the moss on the wall where the sea comes up to, or where the sea has been up to recently. That will dry back a little bit coming into summertime, because the sand will build here, but this is what we would be walking through, and as you can see, this is really deeper than waist for sure. And especially if there's a swell going on with the backwash coming off of this wall, very challenging for sure. One more time, beach shoes, people, if you're going to do west coast walking, because you're going to be encountering stuff like this. I'm not telling you can't come over here with a barefoot, but I am not walking over this with a barefoot. I can assure you that. I have learned my lesson too many times. I didn't learn from the first few, but the last set I certainly learned from. A young fella, when I was a young fella, I would have run through here blistering speed. Not anymore. I gotta come through here gingerly. Just stunning. Alright, we're going up onto the property of the club, and we're going to utilize their property to walk through. I know they're not going to have a problem with that. This beach has gone completely in front of here, as you will see in a minute. I have not seen a beach here for a long time. I've walked the coast, as you all know, quite often. I haven't really seen a beach here for many years. But it used to be a beach. It used to run just around the property here. You could have actually walked around, but that's gone now for sure. Don't know if it will come back. I'm not sure of the situation with the club at the moment as to what is happening with it. I really don't know, so I don't want to elaborate on it any. I would just say that it'd be nice for it to come back, because it's a magnificent property. And I know that everyone I've ever spoken to that stayed here has had a wonderful time. Even without the beach, because you can walk 20 yards one way, 50 yards the other way, and you've got your beach if you want it. You'll see it's all just sitting here waiting for something to be done to it. Not in any major disrepair that I can see. So I don't think it'd be a big process to bring this back online. I don't know what the inside the rooms and stuff are like, but they do look pretty good from here to me. I think the only thing is the area that I had to work on is just this front section here. I saw some cracks and thing on the just in the inside of the actual boulders and stuff have been laid. But you can see there is a little small beach here, and this will build in summer, so there will be something here for sure, but I don't think it will go right around the rocks, because summertime all the beaches here on this west and south coast tend to build. The west coast goes through their north swells and big tides that we'll have around that time of the year. So around March and April you'll see a lot of sand moving, and then it starts to build back again through the summer. Just summer, like the south coast is February, March, April, January, February, March, April. You get a south swell that will start to move the sand there as well. But it's a lot of sand usually in the south, and it moves slowly, so you won't really notice it until you start to hit like the May time, around May or so, and then it will start to come back again. Lovely, lovely place. You will see all the infrastructure that's being laid out here for the dive boat and stuff. All the planks that go off here as well. slippery as well though. I went on that a couple of times ago before I came up here, and it was not comfortable to walk on that at all. Like I said, not to go near that today for sure. It's a big property, as you can see. It runs into DV Heritage, which is the one next door. Speaking under correction, DV Heritage is a couples club, whereas the club itself is couples and family. Again, speaking under correction. Just to show you where we've come from. We've come from way up there, as you all would know. And we have quite a little bit to go still, but I'm having a wonderful time. It's been a pretty long video, but it's not too much longer to go really. I want to do this in one section for you guys, because we couldn't do this here before. We have not made this walk on film. If it was done, it would have been done in high resolution, certainly not on live. Because you know, the chances of coming out here risking the phone and anything else would have been the problem to do it on live. So usually I would just put everything in a Ziploc bag, go around the corner, start back at the video. So we would miss all of this dexterity that we're going through right now. Yeah, you'll see why the necessity for shoes. This here is really uncomfortable to walk on without shoes. I have done it before. Not comfortable at all. So please bring your shoes. Even if slippers, you can do slippers down here. You just put them on when you're walking the tough sections, and then walk without them when you're on the sand. Another villa that must enjoy a beautiful view. No matter what time of day but sunset. Oh goodness. I know the name of this villa is here, and I know the rental is on here. So some of you that may want this kind of accommodation, this is it. You can do a freeze frame later on, and you can get back to them later. The water down here is absolutely stunning today. You're absolutely right. Beautiful day. I want to do another beach walk today because to take advantage of the low tide that we would not normally get. As I said, this is a very low tide right now. So this gives us a chance to see areas that we could not have seen or could not have walked through before with the camera. Alright, I'd like someone, as you get around this corner, someone please tag up the Barbados Turtle Project, because we have a lot of tracks up here and a lot of digging areas. So I know you've been doing that in the past for me, and that gives me a chance to continue with the video. But Carla, these are your lots of turtle tracks on the beach just in front of us coming up. I'll show you. Now last time that I walked here, it was a struggle, a major struggle, because you see coming off, slapping off of this cliff here, or off the breakwater, causing lots of problems. Now believe it or not, the place that we're walking up with sand now, when my angel and myself walked this back in June or July of last year, all here was full of water. There was no sand whatsoever. You were coming over boulders here, and this was chest, I would say chest deep in some of the areas, but the sand is building. So that just shows you what I was talking about. It's going to build back this year for sure. Just beautiful down here. Just one little section now to go through the water, but everything was dread to get through before with a camera. Even now there's still some backwash coming off of the wall, so you just got to be careful with splashes and stuff. But I'm only just maybe about shin deep right now. The last time I was down here, there were hundreds of seagulls, something that I hadn't seen for a long time. And that wasn't that long ago either. But they all come and just hang out here in these rocks and stuff at low tide. All of these growing areas are amazing snorkeling sections. We have snorkeled here before, my angel and myself, and especially outside of that larger one there. It's just beautiful. And those of you who have never snorkeled the West Coast, like places like Holetown and stuff, and any of the points, you will find coral masses with tracks through them that are similar to a maze that you can swim through at low tide. It's just inches between the water and the actual coral, so it makes you feel as though you're in a maze. One more time, the creativity of the EMC, making sure to leave our mark everywhere. Beautiful, beautiful morning. I know exactly where I'm going to be stopping for my swim. It's a little further on. I was thinking of doing it just here, but I want to just cover a little bit more and show you another boardwalk as well in this area, because I wouldn't be coming back just for that. These are the turtle tracks I was mentioning. As you can see right up next to the wall, there's a lot of sand that's being flicked up and stuff, so we've had some laying here for sure. So Carol, Daniel, and anyone that could take her up for me, Thank you very much. These villas here, I know are real expensive, but the kind of luxuries that come with them, amazing. The thing I like about Barbados is you can come here on a tight budget, or you can come here with an inexhaustible amount of money, inexhaustible amount of money. You can do whatever you want in Barbados. You can get what you want. You can live here cheaply, or you can spend as much money as you want to spend. And you can get all these services and luxuries that come with that money. This again was an area that was only water a few months back. You will see from the rocks that are up on the boardwalk there that the tide brings up was high, and it was a lot of water here, very little sand. See, sand that was on the reefs are moving back in, which is wonderful. Just doing a little crab hunting for you. There we go. Hello buddy, how are you going? Good morning, how are you? Good there. Let's not frighten him anymore. Just want to share that with you. Alright, this is the boardwalk I was mentioning before. Hey, one more time, stainless steel. Oh my gosh. Okay. Alright, lots and lots of rocks are being washed up here, so you get an understanding of how high the sea was and the kind of tides that we're experiencing. This is something that's relatively new, this boardwalk. I don't know when it was actually put in. Last time before last year they came down here, this was not here. So I'm not too sure exactly how long this has been here, but it's beautiful. Benched areas for you to sit and watch your sunsets. Just stunning views. One more time, I'm sorry, I'm not reading any of the comments, so I'm not too sure what anyone is saying, but I will most definitely be reviewing the video as I really read the comments later. So all of my responses to you will be done at the time of the video that you were looking at, and it's sort of even more interaction for me as well. I also do that with people who join it later on in the day and comment. Alright, this is the public access to this area. It's just opposite the Sunset Crest facility. As you'll see, there's a lot of reef, rocks and also sand up in here, so you would know that when it's high tide, the sand is coming right, the sea is coming right up into this area for sure. They've done a lot of work on the drainage areas in the Sunset Crest area, especially Whole Town area. But as you can appreciate, if the sea is high and these areas have a lot of sand built up, it takes a little while before the water leaves, so you will get some flooding and stuff, but then it will clear quickly. They've done a lot of work down here. Tons of work. Folks, you all know Whole Town. And for those of you that are not familiar with down here, that is the Sunset Crest Beach Club, or what used to be known as the Sunset Crest Beach Club. I can't remember if it's called the beach house now or what. I can't remember the exact term for it. Someone help me with that, because I know there are many of you on here that are super knowledgeable about all these coastlines as well. And we're going to be taking a swim in this bay. Now, years ago there was a Golden Palm Hotel that was located right here. If you remember, it's just directly behind where this hedge was. And then there was a Chefette, which was originally before that a go-kart track, and before that just a casuarina patch and pasture. But this is where the Chefette was, just directly in the center of the camera. All this property is being purchased by one individual, and I'm not sure what they're doing with it, but there's going to be a massive project when it's done. I know that the sale for Chefette was incredibly high, but this land in this area is limited, and the cost of land down here is unbelievable. Again, I don't want to quote the price because I can't remember offhand, so I don't want to do that, but I can tell you it was unbelievable amount of money. When I heard about it, I was wondering which other properties in the island were paid for with that. For those of you that do remember Chefette, just apart right here, sit on the beach umbrellas or umbrellas on the boardwalk and enjoy the beautiful scenery. Alright, this is where we're swimming today, people, so time to get rid of my umbrella, which is not necessary at all today, but it's comforting to know you have it in case anything were to go on. We could quickly pull it up and continue with our broadcast. I'll just rest the umbrella off and we're going to take a dip. Are you all ready for some of this? I hope so. I really hope so. Alright, just to show you again, something we talk about every time we come here. This shore break here is moving around a lot of these rocks. They're very flat. so they move very easily when the tide comes in. These are the things that would rack you across your ankle if you're not careful. So when you're on the west coast, you see rocks in the beach, don't just go willy-nilly into the shore break itself. Walk in and be cautious of where you're going. You don't want to get hit on your ankles for sure. Just stunning beach area. It's been a very long one today, folks, but I really want to do this here in one, and I hope you have enjoyed it with me. We're going to go into this beautiful water now. It's a little bit of reef in this area, or rocks in this area, but beyond here you can see the sand quite clearly. Let me show you what we're experiencing, what we're walking through. All right, these are the rocks that are in the lower inside area, so this is what you don't want to get hit with your ankles. So just be wary. If there is a little swell running or a big high tide surge, just be cautious when you're coming out in some of these areas. Anytime you see rocks on the beach, know there's going to be a little bit of rock in the shore break as well. Just beautiful. All the blues have returned, blue skies, blue seas. Just amazing, amazing, amazing. All right, I'm going to go a little bit further, sort of like as far as I can go, to give you a feel of the coastline itself that we can see and take in. Obviously you have to be cautious, I don't go too deep. All right, so here we go, people. I'm going to try to do this quietly. Here we go. Just stunning. I actually made that. I can't believe I've done so many 360s. I owe myself some that I don't have to do in the future. That's one thing I can say. But there's another public access just beyond. We see a gentleman there, just to the south of that same beach facility, which is, you know, it's the Sunset Crest Beach Club. And I want to come back here and talk to you about this here, with all of these beautiful glows coming off of the water. The incredible sunrise is just behind that cloud, which is great. It gives us a little filtration that we can look at it. Natural filtration as well. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful place. All right, as usual, we try to let you start your day. Anyone that's coming on here that's not familiar with us in the EMC, please send me a friend's request. I'll have a look at your pages and stuff, and as long as you don't have any portraying violence or anything negative, you will most definitely be welcomed in, because this family doesn't have any room for negativity at all, or violence at all. That is the exact opposite of what God has asked us to bring. So I'm going to have a look at your profiles. If everything looks good, you will be most welcomed into our family, and you can join and interact with us on a day. If you have been following the comments, you will see we do nothing but share love and peace and joy and hope and memories that are enabling people to smell, feel everything that we are feeling. This water today, I will let you know, is absolutely perfect. It is the right temperature just to wrap up on this morning. Perfect, perfect conditions. It's calm. It's beautiful down here. Any of you that have been on the West Coast, as you are seeing it, you will know it. As you're seeing it, you may feel it. So enjoy your experiences. And now everyone, that is my piece for you for today. And that is my love that I'm sending your way, and I'm sending you Barbados' beauty. Again, I am on a God-given journey. It is God that directs me. I do not mind who you believe in, what your religion is. That is irrelevant. This is not a religious show. This is a spiritual show. And we just do this here because we know that everyone has their own personality, or own beliefs and own religions. We're not interfering with that at all. We don't bring that into it. We just know that no matter who you believe in or who you honestly follow, that the same thing is common, and that is that we spread love, joy, cheer, happiness, hope, care, kindness, compassion. You can name them all, because that is what we do. That is what the EMC stands for. So everyone, I hope you all had a good day. It's been a very long one. It's probably our longest ever, but that's what happens, and hopefully you've enjoyed yourself. And those of you that have never been to this sexy island, I hope this encourages you to come down here and have a look at the coastline, take a little time out on the West Coast, I am not going to tell you to leave the South Coast and come and reside on the West Coast, because it is two totally different things. Unless you like what you find down here, you're going to come back to the South Coast, and vice versa. It's the same thing the other way around. Our home is not where it's beautiful. Our home is where we feel happy, where our hearts feel contented, where we have our friends, where we can go on a day and shut our eyes and don't worry about anything around us, because we know everything is safe. And the only thing we may hear is a good morning or a good day or a hello. That is what you hear in Barbados. Have a great day, everyone. One love, enough respect, and I will catch you all later. Greetings from Barbados. The EMC is gone for today. Enjoy.